Hey guys, back with another episode down here in the bar and arcade. And if you remember in the episode with the Fallout hacking terminal, I said I'd be doing something special and hinted towards a ceiling light. Well, the day's come and what I'm building is a Fallout Liberator light. And I'll show you the file, the STL file online, and tell you a little bit more about it. This is the STL file. I just want to give a shout out to the creator. Let me get that in focus. theBluecanary. He designed the original file that I'm going to be kind of editing and remixing and making it so it's not a tabletop light, but instead a ceiling mounted light fixture. So here's the files. I've got to edit some things, scale some things, and then start printing. So I guess what we'll do is cut to the printing time lapse right about now. All right, and for the Liberator lamp, you can see that cutout there. It's for this piece that holds the light bulb. I want the light bulb a little bit shallower, closer to the inside of the Liberator's head, so some of the light illuminates the star. So I'm cutting it down a little bit, so instead of locking in there, it's going to lock in here inside of the robot. So I'm just gonna cut that down and fit it. And now it fits right in, clicks right in there, and then my actual light fixture piece that I attached to here with some heat resistant epoxy and super glue clicks right in like that. So that will be upside down inside the head of the Liberator. All right, during my print you can see there's an error right there. The support basically fell during the print and left a gap, but it did print the tip of the I guess the star formation. So I just have to fill this section in here with a bit of epoxy and then it will be good to go. All right, as far as the little red communist star lens goes, printed out of transparent PETG. I should have done 100% infill, I didn't, but it's good enough. The main part of the body is red and the little lens in the center on both ends are translucent. So I've masked the back off. I'm going to spray the back with this translucent red paint that is made actually to touch up tail lights. So I'm going to just give it a back coat of that to give it a red glow, and that should work nice. All right, if you ask me, that turned out really good. That was perfect. The paint did exactly what I wanted it to. Alright, so I got the body base coat painted, the stars painted. Now I got to take these components and give them a base coat. I'm just going to give them a little mist of like an aluminum silver, and they're pretty much going to be fully rust when I'm finished, so it's not that important, but I would like to get a metallic base coat. Alright, that's everything base coat painted. I'm going to let all this dry overnight. And then hopefully tomorrow after work I'll have some time to do the aging and finish painting. And I have to mask these guys off to do the separate color. So I'll let that paint cure overnight before I put any masking tape on it. So I got everything masked off. It's the next day and I'm going to add my second color. I've already done it to the main body there. I'm just gonna paint the rest of these parts and then let that dry for a bit. While the paint dries outside, I am going to bore these holes out just a little bit, just on the ends, so I can fit the nut and the screw head, and it should be a nice tight fit. Paint turned out really nice. I'm really happy with it, other than a few little mishaps, minus my dog's hair. Basically, the paint seeped through the paper towel a little bit too much and kind of soaked and stuck, but I'll use that to my advantage. I'm gonna be aging this with rust, and that will be the perfect textured little area where I can add a little bit of rust. So all in all, very happy. And I am now ready to do the aging, which is exciting. It's my favorite part. All right, guys, and this is the part of the project where it really just starts coming together. It's not finished, and its potential is not yet shown, but it's a real thing now, and I love it. And he is assembled and painted and aged. I love it. I'm excited to put the light fixture together and hang it up in the bar. I think he's gonna look real cool as a light. So, as you can see, we've got him mounted to the ceiling. I pulled the wiring through. I just have to get the light fixture here actually soldered to the wires that I just pulled through, and then I should be able to put a bulb in and see if it works. Okay guys, I just finished getting it wired up. It was pretty tight in there. I'm hoping my solders made a good connection, and I guess without further ado, let's see if the Liberator robot ceiling light will work. All right, 3, 2, 1. There it is. That's too cool. Well, I'd call that a success. So the red light was a little overpowering for the bar, so I've actually switched to these Govee RGB programmable lights. And you can dim them and do a whole bunch of other things, and I've set it to this green and have it quite dimmed. It gives a little bit of ambiance, that Fallout vibe, especially with the green color, and doesn't wash out the rest of the bar and the rest of the signs and lights, which the red was doing. I just used a regular red bulb and it was too much. So I think this is the final product right here. That's what she's gonna look like. Thanks for watching today's episode of the Fallout bar build, all about the Liberator robot ceiling light. I just wanted to say thanks to the creator of the STL file. It really helped being able to just modify an existing file, and I always want to give a shout out to fellow creators. Especially if I'm going to use their art for my video and for my bar and other things. And also thanks to you guys for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and stay tuned for the whole series. I have tons more planned for this bar and got some really cool Fallout ideas. And yeah, I'll catch you in the next one.